Thank you. We are here at Critical Communications World in Amsterdam 2016 and we're talking to Norman Frisch, and Norman can tell us anything about Huawei, about the solution that Huawei is offering to the public safety industry, but basically coming from the rail industry, is it? The solution that you're offering. Can you tell us a little bit more about the product that you're offering? Because everybody knows the company, but what about the product?
Yeah, so actually the product is a mission-critical voice and data communication system. We are applying this technology in the transport sector and the railway sector. I've got the railway background here, but also into the typical public safety government organizations to allow them to have voice communication as well as data communication on the broadband side, giving them information ad hoc, giving them situational awareness through videos, through data, uploading and downloading.
Okay, and the solution exists for quite a while. You're relatively new to the event here, but you're already working for a long time with public safety agencies. Is that correct?
Yeah, so the mission critical sector is nothing new to Huawei. Since 2002, we are supplying mission-critical wireless communication systems into the transport sector. This is a GSMR system. We evolved from there, and since a couple of years, we are now have moved into eLTE, long-term evolution, 4G technology, which is broadband communication and voice trunking, mirroring all of the features which you actually need.
And speaking about eLTE, which is an LTE solution, right?
Yeah.
How about the cost of installing those kind of systems? Because you need quite a lot of base stations to cover a country if you're talking about replacing a P25 or a Tetra system. So what are the different models you're looking at?
The key point to understand is that eLTE derives from LTE. It's a standard wireless communication system, and on top of this LTE standard, 3GPP has specified and is specifying mission-critical features. So we're talking about a technology which is standardized, interoperable, and allowing to migrate easily from one solution to the other. So, and I forgot your question.
About the cost, about the different models,
okay.
Right?
So, with the standard, actually, also a lot of options on implementing the solution is given to the customer. So we can actually start to have eLTE systems one-to-one, just like a P25 or a Tetra system, a dedicated solution for maybe a small-sized or medium-sized network. But the range could go far down into for the customer just to subscribe to an LTE service and providing through that service a voice trunking functionality. So thanks to the standardized approach, the customer has a large choice of options to implement either his own dedicated system on his own frequencies, and of course on the other side all of its dedicated CAPEX and an install base, or he could move to becoming a subscriber of another operator who offers such kind of technology. So there's many implementation options there.
Okay, so and when we're talking about implementation, we often talk about migration from one system to the other system. Mm-hmm. How do you see the migration of government agencies going from narrowband technology to broadband technology like eLTE?
Mm-hmm. So the migration is the most critical part. And when you see a Tetra system or P25, they work perfectly fine and they do exactly what they will be specified to. They do the voice communication. And many customers want to rely on this for as many years as they can. So the migration would then happen in a phased approach. So you have areas in your site where you have the narrowband communication only, and maybe other areas where you only have broadband communication. For these kind of implementation options, we provide gateway functionalities. Gateways allowing hybrid group calls, meaning you have group calls in your Tetra organization, you have group calls in your eLTE organization, and you combine these kind of group calls. So the customers or the subscribers of these group calls don't actually realize they are talking in a hybrid group, talking to Tetra customers and Tetra only suppliers.
And from there you have a slow migration from one technology to the other technology.
These networks could then theoretically work as long as you want to in parallel, but you would have to understand that if you run systems in parallel, you also run additional operational costs. So the key item for LTE and the key benefit for the customers of LTE is actually to reduce operational costs, meaning what used to be one system for voice and another system for wireless, we have shrunk into one converged network, providing the two things in only a single network. And especially in the mission critical sector, also in the transport sector, you deploy systems which have to be there for 15 to 20 years. So the CAPEX is not the initial problem. It is really the operational costs over the 15 and 20 years which accumulate. And if you can save money in this part by just simplifying the network architecture and only having one mobile network, this saves a lot of operational costs.
Okay, all right, that's clear. Now, Huawei is having the eLTE Alliance. They organize the eLTE Alliance. There are now 88 companies associated to the eLTE Alliance. How is it going? How is the growth of the Alliance?
Yeah, actually the Alliance was a very good approach towards the whole ecosystem. We started with an individual project and we realized project delivery can only be through partners, with partners to deliver a specific end-to-end solution for the end customer. So we discussed with our initial partners for initial projects, say let's stay together and replicate this success and roll out also to other customers so they can benefit. This was the starting point of the Alliance in 2013. And now, yes, as you said, we have 88 members. Just over the last couple of months, we had another additional 16 members joining the organization, helping on all specific parts of the system to provide a specific end-to-end solution. So members of the Alliance, they are experts in software, application development, video surveillance, facial recognition. From the transportation systems, we have world-leading cap radio terminal suppliers which joined the organization, and jointly with them we have launched new products capable of doing the narrowband system and the broadband system at the same time. So for the end customer, it is the ability to deliver an end-to-end solution and showing them that open interfaces, open standards are actually a huge benefit for customer deployments.
Okay. And Huawei is also probably becoming people can become. And I understood that you're also having some activities in the TCCA, the Tetra and Critical Communications Association. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah. So I mentioned the standards already a couple of times. When we started in 2002 with the first mission critical networks in the transport system, standards already there were most important to allow interoperability and roaming scenarios for the end customers. This didn't change over the years. Actually it became more important. A standardized approach, a 3GPP defined feature set for mission critical voice and data communication is extremely important. And we see the TCCA is leading this activity. We are a member of the TCCA since a couple of years, and we are helping the TCCA in the specific standardization groups in 3GPP to jointly find the right solutions in the standards to allow LTE voice trunking. Because, you see, it is important with Huawei's background on the LTE. We are a major supporter of the LTE standardizations. We have been, most of the efforts are actually put into this standard of LTE. It makes a lot of sense to take this expertise and ask our engineers, let's add these additional features now also for trunking into LTE. So I believe we can deliver a lot of support, and this is what we are exactly doing with the TCCA.
Okay, well, thank you very much. I look forward to talking to you next year during the Critical Communications event, wherever that may be, and to discuss the progress Huawei has made over the year. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.